Am I the asshole leaving NYE's dinner after my SIL made an announcement while we were honoring my son? IF32 lost my son to SID at the end of November. He was only 5 months old. It was unexpected. He was our first after waiting for 4 years. This was so devastating. My heart feels heavy. I can no longer hear him laugh, cry, watch his dad play with him. The house is empty and I barely find the energy to get out of bed because my family needs me. I spent Christmas with my in-laws. My family weren't happy. They insisted that I come to celebrate New Year's Eve and eat dinner with them. I found my aunts who have been very supportive and we talked. My husband apologized for not attending. My brother went on about how disrespectful my husband was for not coming and how he was treating my family like they were less than, but that's not true. Before dinner was ready, my aunt talked about my son and wanted everybody to take 3 minutes of silence to honor him. In exactly 15 seconds my sister-in-law got up and said she wanted to tell the family something. Everyone was looking at her. And she announced that she and my BT other were expecting. My aunt and I were stunned while everybody else got up and congratulated her. It was very disrespectful to do that. I didn't move from my seat. She kept staring at me until my mom told me to go hug her and congratulate her and my brother. Then my sister-in-law smiled at me and said she wanted me to answer some questions about my son's death after dinner to know what went wrong and prevent it in the future. I lashed out at her and told her she was disrespecting me and my son by talking like that. She felt defended and kept asking why I was talking to her like that. My mom told me to knock it off. My brother said nothing. He just looked upset. I got into an argument with my mom and sister-in-law. She told me to not treat your sister like that and ruin the night for the family. I left before dinner. My mom called my husband and told him that I ruined the night with how I reacted to the news and that everyone lost their appetite because of unnecessary stress caused by me. She sent me a text saying that my sister-in-law found New Year's Eve as the perfect opportunity for the announcement, but I was sad and petty and ruined their night and needed to apologize to my brother and his wife because they were incredibly upset for ruining their year and their joy. I just want to mention that my husband was so mad and said that he would have put everyone in their place if he was there when they berated me and hurt me like that. I don't know what might have happened if he was there, but based on his reaction it would have been a messy situation. Also, my brother constantly judging my husband and saying he has no respect for the family while he let his wife do this to me without even saying anything. He probably agrees with her. That's why he didn't say anything. Just sat there and watched. Not the asshole. Not only was she rude to do this during a moment of silence, but asking you, what went wrong, implies something could have been done and you are somehow to blame. The reality is nothing could have been done and what happened was 0% your fault. Not the asshole. I am so sorry for your loss. Your sister-in-law's behavior was cruel and insensitive, and your mother's reaction was equally as bad. You and your husband should together come up with a plan to set boundaries with your family that will help you heal in your own time. Not the asshole. I could call your SIL some choice words that are not allowed on this sub, but for now I'll call her the A. You are a grieving mother. Cut out anyone who thinks what your SIL did was okay, because it was not okay, it never will be okay. She her pregnancy in your face while your aunt was trying to honor your late son. Not the asshole. You just lost your child. For which I am so sorry. I cannot even begin to imagine your pain. Your SIL and brother are self-centered AF. And your mom is an enabler for their behavior. Your brother and SIL are allowed to be joyous for their news, but when they chose to give that news was entirely inappropriate. Furthermore, when your SIL made comments suggesting that you were somehow at fault for your child's death, she became even more of an a-hole. I'm really sorry your family is so unsupportive during this difficult time in your life. My heart goes out to you. Not the asshole. How horrible for you. I'm sorry for your loss. They're acting like you lost your son 2 years ago, no 2 months ago. Not the asshole. Talk about heartless. And cruel. I think it might be a good idea to stay away from your family for next few months, even this year. Not the asshole. That is beyond insensitive and in poor taste, it's nearly sociopathic. Not the asshole. I'm so sorry for your loss. Your SIL and brother were at best insensitive and at worst gloating about your loss. For your own sake, Take all the space you need from these people. Your parents are excited about a new grandbaby, which is understandable, but it looks like they've forgotten about your son, their grandson, and it's only been a month or so since he passed away. Children can't be replaced. She wanted me to answer some questions about my son's death after dinner to know what went wrong and prevent it in the future. Excuse me? What went wrong? Is she saying that it's somehow your fault that your son passed away? She has the audacity to say that? I need to cool off. That pissed me off like y'all wouldn't know. Not the asshole. Wow, not the asshole. Shu could not wait for 3 damn minutes? And then had the gall to ask you, prevention tips. Throw the whole woman away. Not the asshole. Your family was so cruel and insensitive to you while you're going through one of the worst things imaginable. Leaving was the best thing you could have done. I think it should be a long time before you're willing to go to another one of those gatherings, and you should probably not have any contact with your SIL since she seems to somehow want to blame you for your baby's death. NTA I hate people. It's called SIDS for a reason. Sudden infant death syndrome. It's incredibly stupid for people to ask a mother who lost their baby from SIDS on how to prevent it. Your SIL shouldn't be having kids at all. Your mom has no class and for being so callous to you. You didn't lose the baby years ago but only 2 months ago. These people deserve all the bad karma to happen to them. Not the asshole. Personally, I would cut them out of my life straight away, sending them a message how and why I made that decision. I would like to offer you and your husband my sincere condolences for the loss of your child. You are not the asshole in this situation. Your SIL is the asshole here. I can understand her excitement to tell everybody she is pregnant, but she could have waited for later, way later, or another day simply. And for her to ask you about SID like that when Google or her doctor can answer those questions is awfully disrespectful. Your brother was an idiot to not tell his wife to sit down. Your mother is not better either. I wouldn't apologize, but that's just me. Not the asshole. She announced a pregnancy in the middle of a moment of silence for her dead nephew. She is an awful person. All of these people who didn't tell her that her timing was beyond inappropriate are assholes. This is a sociopathic level of assholishness from your SIL, mother, and brother as well, because he should have ensured no such announcement that night, and certainly not during the moment of silence for your child. Personally, I'd take a long break from speaking to them and reconsider their presence in my life at all. Not the asshole op, and very sorry for your loss. Not the asshole. That's one of the worst fucking things I've read in this sub. Not the asshole. Your family sucks. They clearly have no respect for you, other than your aunt. You need to take a long break from them and go NC. Check out our Just No Mill. They handle mothers too and SILs. No one on your family stood up for you when you needed it. You're hurting and they intentionally poured salt on the wound. Not the asshole. All of these people were so grossly insensitive, they couldn't even keep their mouths shut for 3 whole minutes to honor your loss, op. And then they attempted to cover up their malignant narcissism by gaslighting you. These people are toxic. Please get as far away from them as you can. I'm so sorry, op. I hope you'll find the comfort and peace that you need. Holy shit, I can't believe what I just read. Definitely not the asshole, but your SIL and mother are, big time. There were so many other ways she could have went about giving the news, but what she did was uncalled for. Even if she waited for those 3 minutes, saying the news right after would have been just as bad. On top of that, she asked you what you did, so the same doesn't happen to her child. WTF. I really feel for you. The way you reacted is justified cause that was uncalled for on their part. I hope for the best for you and your husband that you are able to recover from this. Not the asshole. I can't even begin to count the number of transgressions you listed. I think my reaction would be to just simply cut them off altogether, but I'm fully aware of how complex family relationships are. That was intentional cruelty, and she was gaslighting you. Were nowhere near in the wrong, an asshole, nor unreasonable in not apologizing. I hope you manage to find some inner peace, op. I'm terribly sorry for your loss. Not the asshole. I'm sorry that your brother and sister-in-law were so disrespectful to you and no one in your family had your back and called out your brother and sister-in-law's inappropriate behavior. They are the a-holes that caused the stressful situation, not you. Not the asshole at all. I am so sorry for your loss. It's not that SIL can't announce her pregnancy, but that was a terrible time to do it. To interrupt time to remember your son is so awful, I can't even wrap my head around the insensitivity. Not the asshole. I'm so sorry that happened. It was incredibly insensitive of your SIL to make her announcement at that time, and even more so to ask you the questions she did following. You just lost your baby. It is 100% understandable that you reacted the way you did. I hope your family can be more empathetic and sensitive to you. I am deeply sorry for your loss. All the love, light, and healing to you, friend. Not the asshole. Fuck them, they can't know what you're going through, and it sounds almost like she was gloating. No, that wasn't the perfect opportunity to tell everyone. You were doing a moment of silence for your son and she couldn't stand not being the center of attention. I would honestly go NC with her for the foreseeable future. My brother and SIL were never able to have kids. When I got pregnant with my first, I called my brother and asked him what to do. I didn't want my SIL to be sad and I wanted her to know that I understand if she is. My brother decided that he should tell her. I'm sure she was sad because it wasn't her, but she immediately called me and said how happy she was for us. That's how you deal with situations like this. Totally not the asshole. Not the asshole. What the fuck? There is a circle of hell for people as evil and selfish as your SIL. Not the asshole. If she brings it up again, apologize, and say, "Oh, SIL, you're so cold, cruel, and inhospitable that nothing would be able to survive inside you long enough for you to worry about a live birth, let alone SIDS. I think you'll be fine." Holy shit, not the asshole. Let me get this straight. Less than a month after losing your son and during a moment of silence in his honor, your SIL announced her pregnancy and then implied that you somehow could have prevented your son's death, had done something to cause it? Yeah, I'd tell my entire family to piss off. Not the asshole. This is unbelievable. Could anyone truly be this insensitive? Be prepared with an answer when SIL demands your baby's clothing, crib, etc., because you don't need it anymore. Not the asshole. SIL huge sorry for your loss. Distance yourself from them. You don't need this type of insensitive cruelty in your life. I'm so sorry for your loss. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole. I can't say it enough. Your family straight up sucks and they sound like horrible people and narcissists. First they guilt you into spending night with them, then your brother criticizes your husband for a stupid and unwarranted reason, then your SIL has the goddamn audacity to announce her pregnancy as everyone is taking a moment of silence for your son. The fact that you didn't punch the whole lot of them is incredible. After Ma sent those messages I would have responded, good. I hope that ignorant, spiteful betas have all the joy sapped from this because she was cruel and insensitive, and you are as well for thinking what she did was okay in any way, and then hung up. Not the asshole, and I'm so sorry for your loss op. Not the asshole, I'm so sorry for your loss. Her timing was awful, her reaction terrible, and your mom disappoints me. Yeah, NYE was a good time to announce, but she could have waited until after the honoring of your son. And those questions, so awful. What happened to your baby was not your fault or something you did. SIDS is sudden and unexplainable. I hope you have been having grief counseling. Your brother and his wife need to apologize, now. Not the asshole. You need people in your corner of that can be supportive and understanding of what you are going through, and these people are so dense that I cannot understand how you're going to be able to heal with those types of people supposedly in your corner. You may need to cut contact with them for a while until they understand how in the wrong they are. Condolences for your loss. This cannot be real. Not the asshole. I get one person not being able to read a room or maybe even do something like this with malicious intentions, but how the F does a whole family of diff. PPL back up the one in the wrong? WTF. Every one of those places are complete assholes for not supporting you in that moment. The way my mouth dropped when she wanted you to answer questions about your son's death, as if that was on you. I'm so sorry for your loss, and in my opinion you'd still be not the asshole if you had defenestrated her and taken a shit on her car. The fact that people can be so disgustingly cruel is absolutely beyond me. Sometimes I read posts like this and think this cannot be real. There is no way people can be this cruel. Not the asshole. Isn't anyone in your family acknowledging that your SIL made her announcement too soon and should have waited way longer _after _ you had honored your son? So sorry you have to go through this now. Frankly, I would go no contact with anyone who behaved like that to me. The same with anyone who supported said person. You should think hard on if you really want toxic people that thrive on hurting others like that around you. Not the asshole. I'm so sorry for your loss and for the awful way you were treated by people who should love you and care about you. That was incredibly hurtful. Not the asshole. I don't know what else to say. I lost my son at 22 weeks. I had him for 6 precious hours. I am so sorry. Not the asshole. Incredibly rude of your SIL. How is your mom upset with you? You are grieving and she ruined a moment for the family to honor your son. Not the asshole. Wow. Just, wow. Every once in a while I read an "Am I the asshole" post that makes me want to reach through and give someone an NCIS Gibbs style smack on the back of the head. This one has me wishing for the ability to do oh so much more. Your SIL, brother, and mother are being absolutely horrendous people and immensely disrespectful. They are treating the passing of your son as a small, easily forgotten event, and it's anything but. I'm sorry for your loss and I'm hoping that you and your husband have decided to stay far away from them for the foreseeable future. You don't need that kind of toxicity in your life right now. Not the asshole. Interesting that it's your aunt and not your mother who suggested the silence. This smells a little like gaslighting, minimizing your feelings and diminishing your reaction when they do that. The incident with some questions sounds doubly awful. There's something weird going on in your family. How could they be so callous? Not the asshole. Why are they acting like monsters? This is borderline evil to rub something that 100% was not your fault in your face when they were supposed to be honoring your child. If it's possible, cut them as much from your life as you can, as they probably won't become more compassionate as the child is born and grows. Hugs if you want them. Not the asshole, and it's hard to even fathom why your family would act so cruel. In my opinion, I would definitely limit contact with your toxic family members. Then my sister-in-law smiled at me and said she wanted me to answer some questions about my son's death after dinner to know what went wrong and prevent it in the future. What the fuck? My mom called my husband and told him that I ruined the night with how I reacted to the news and that everyone lost their appetite because of unnecessary stress caused by me. Amendment. What the ever-loving fuck? And #X200B. And #X200B. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You, your husband, and your aunts need to start having your own celebrations. Never should have let your mother bully you into hugging service dog SIL. Should have left the room right there and then when SIL made the announcement in the first 15 seconds of a moment of silence. Mother, brother, and SIL are the petty Oz. Where are your other family members in on this? Zoom call, group text message, etc. will eventually have to happen, confronting those three on their actions with other witnesses, and if they continue to say nothing was wrong with their actions, announce NC with irresponsible, toxic, cruel people. I hope you are getting therapy.